maybe you caught this and you said, I think it's on the rerun. Should I even bother? Yes, you should bother. Go ahead and let me know that you're watching this on the rerun if it is with a hashtag rerun. But otherwise, we're live. We're live. We're here together making this thing happen. Today is one of those days I just needed to bring this out. And have you heard that if you have a company or a business or a program or a mission or a team, oh, the list goes on, that you should have a Facebook group? Have you been told that? Have you heard that? All right, here's the thing. It's true. You should. Oh my gosh, definitely should. Now, maybe you heard that and you got all excited and went off and created it. And there were all kinds of people in there. And then things were starting, like, oh my gosh, I've got a group of people. And then said, what do I do? And so you just let it sit there and it became like an abandoned gold mining town. There's no one around, not even the prospector. Or maybe it became like the Wild West. All kinds of things are going on in there. And sure, for hire, because I need to just simmer this place down. Well, you know what? I understand. I've been there. Not to worry, because even if you're trying to get one started and you're not really sure what comes after that, I've been there. It's heavy stuff, but we're going to lighten it up because we're going to unpack this tonight. I am Nancy Lewis Hill, the Lightened Up Entrepreneur, and I help amazing people like you in building and creating the kind of communities that allow you to lighten up, and that way you can make the bigger impact in the world that you were designed to make. I mean, really, right? That's what it's all about. So in this broadcast, I'm going to present to you 5, not 1, 2, or 3, 5 reasons. 5 reasons having a Facebook community is worth it. Yeah, it is. And don't worry, it's going to be worth it, and you're not going to be pulling your hair out. At least that's the plan, to not pull your hair out. So, oh my gosh, are you ready for this? Can we bring it on? Listen, do you see it down there? Can you see that? What's going on down there? Yeah. So if you know somebody that might be interested in hearing this, you say to somebody, I know other people that are building their communities. Right there. Go ahead and let them know. Let them know that we're here. I mean, there's no sense in keeping stuff like this a secret. And so as we go along into this, I'm going to pop this other thing up there. If you find something that you found to be helpful, I'm going to share this thing with you because I absolutely love it. Put it, hashtag Nancy Tip. I love this thing. It came from Sherry Roberts, social media strategist. And I love it. I think it's really nifty. I like fun stuff, right? Anyhow, so keeping this brief, because I said it's going to be like a 15-minute drop and go. So let me just tell you, I know the feeling. I know how that feels. I remember hearing that you have to have a community. You have to have a Facebook community. Whoa, bringing that microphone, huh? You need to have a Facebook community. You need to have this thing built in. You need to have a lot going on here because that's where it's all at. I remember thinking, how on earth am I ever going to manage this? How am I ever going to pull this all together and keep my sanity, right? But here's the thing. When we unpack this, it's going to make so much sense to you, right? I am an online community concierge strategist. What the heck is that? What it is, it's somebody who tells you things like I'm about to tell you. When I was first looking at and setting up a group, I made sure I did some things that were wrong initially, and that's how I learned. But then I tapped into Jerry Ann Weisbrook, and she's the owner of Hey G. Hey G used me to use my groups to impact the world. Anyway, Facebook goes to her to teach people Facebook community stuff, if that makes sense, right? So she told me something that was very, very valuable. She said to me, you ready for this one? This is gigantic. She said, so I have to look at this because I remember exactly the most important thing to ask yourself. And I leaned in. I said, all right, I'm ready. What's the reason you're building the community? What's the goal? I thought, what? The goal? I'll tell you what the goal is. The goal is I was told to do it. So have you been there? Is that where you're at? So what is the point? All right, well, let's get into it. There's a number of benefits that we have here. A number of benefits to having a community. For example, for businesses, All right, get ready. It's going to be a Nancy thing here. You ready? Or you know what? I don't even know if you're ready for this, but for businesses, you could use it as a quick customer support tool. There you go. Simple, simple, simple. You could use it to have a pool of fish to pull from. Yep. You can look at your community as fish in a pond that you could fish from. I don't know. I guess you just use your community as a means to an end, I suppose. But that's not what I'm here telling you about. No. So it goes back to what Jerry Ann had told me. What is your reason for building the community? What's your goal? What's your end goal here? Why do you even want to have them? So aside from somebody telling you you need to have them, what's your deal? What's your dealio? See what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm going to jump in and check out some of these comments here, but I want to make sure that you know that I see you there. Yeah. So good to have you. Hey, Mandy Jo, what's going on? What's going on? All right. Yeah. And bring on those Nancy tips. Sarah. Thank you. My community is awesome. Talking about the Lighten Up with Miss Nancy. If that's, if you want to be part of something, it's a nice movement. It's a group of people who are together as people. We hang out our suits and labels at the door, and we just come in and we just be people and have a good time. So I'm going to unpack those tips. I'm going to unpack. Melissa, woohoo, are you kidding me? You're here, you're awake. What's going on? It's like the Twilight Zone. How are you here? What's up with that? Back up microphone. This is my show. Yes, and you got to have a goal. That's the thing right there. This is what I'm loving. CRM. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this. 5 reasons. Here they are. I'm going to bring them up on the screen. Get ready. Because those other ones, that's just malarkey. Some of it's malarkey. You do want them to be as a way to pull out customers and clients and have people to draw from. But if we start looking at our community as a little pond of fish that you just jump in as a shark and start eating, definitely not. That wasn't my goal. So when I'm working with heart-centered entrepreneurs, I know that what we're doing is, all right, we know that we have to make a profit. We know that we're heart-centered, but that doesn't mean we don't turn a profit. And it doesn't mean we don't grow things. And it doesn't mean we don't improve and bring new products, ideas, and services to our raving fans, right? But we also care. We don't look at them as fish in a pond, and we don't jump in as shark. Let's get that straight. That, you know what? Let that one resonate for a little bit for you. But here's what the reasons that I really wanted to drive home. Okay, let's bring this one up. Here's the thing: when you have a community of everyone on the same journey, they're connected and like-minded. There's a way that when we do that, we're drawn together. So I'm not going to dive into it because that would be a whole training. This is not a training. This is a nugget dropping. All right, this is a Nancy tip dropping. This is to fix those ghost towns that are out there. This is just to make those go away and bring in the value ones in. So when you can have a community of like-minded people on the same kind of a journey, everyone's journey is different, right? But you're on the same kind of journey. So now you're connected. Guess what? You're connected. Reason to stay. All right. Got that? Number 2. Boom. Shakalaka. Network with each other. Makes a world impact. What does that even mean? Like, that's like a real stretch, but it's not really. Here's the thing. When your community is built on the fact that, everybody there is on, they're connected and they're relating and they feel supported and they feel cared for. They network. When networking with each other, it can either relate to your mission, it can relate to your business, it can relate to your team building, and it can relate to none of the above. It can go beyond, right? So all of a sudden somebody networks because they realize they have something in common, some other goal, because I know this is going to be hard to swallow, but when you create a community, you're not the only goal people have. I know. So hard to accept. But anyways, broader reach. There's like a broader positive impact in the world because now other people have networked together about something beyond your reason for having a community. What the heck? This is amazing. So number 3, this one I love. I kept hearing State Farm, the Like a Good Neighbor State Farm is here. But anyways, I don't want to give them any extra press, but I just did. So do I get paid for that? I want royalties. Anyways, so discussions equal neighbors helping neighbors. So when you spark up discussions in your community, within the community, and the community itself sparks up discussions within the community, with the community. What did I just say? Oh my gosh. Anyways, what that happens is they're helping each other, right? They're like, when I said one of the other reasons for a business to have a community is you can use it for a customer support tool. And that is true, right? Rather than having somebody go to customer support, they can go to a community group and ask, like a forum and say, this is what's happening to me. Think about this one. If you build a community of like-minded people on the same kind of journey where they're connected and they're networking together, and somebody throws in a question about whatever they're facing, like a good neighbor, you reach out and say, hey, friend, I have a solution. I found that it's on page 10, or I found that it's on this video over here. Yeah, it's like that's the concierge stuff that goes on between each other. So flipping cool. Telling you. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4. So access to your greatest feedbackers, right? That's like, this is the healthy way of looking at the pond, right? Instead of saying the pond full of fish and you're the shark and you're jumping in and you're just like devouring people. I don't know. That's really, shouldn't say that is the intention of anyone who builds it differently. But as I said, heart-centered business builders. Although we know we need to turn a profit, we know we need to, create revenue. We know we need to bring out new things so that our clients, team members, people that we serve have more options and to grow and expand themselves, right? So we know that we have to bring more things to market and more things to the forefront, right? But we can do it. We do it in a different way. When we're heart-centered, we are doing it in a loving sense. We have a feeling we want everybody to feel connected. We want everyone to feel heard and listened to and supported. So you now have access in that community to your greatest feedbackers. They're the ones who are like telling each other what doesn't work, what works, what do they like, what do they don't like, what do they wish they had more of. Oh, yes. That's like normal conversation, because that's what we do when we're people in caramba. You guys staying with this all the way through. Number 5, getting to know you just because it's good human being. Human being, right? Just being human. The other reason why, the final reason why you want to get a Facebook community and why it makes sense, why it's worth it, friend, getting to know other people, getting to know what they need, getting just by observing or asking questions, and like just getting to know the real people that are part of the community, hearing the conversations that go on between everybody. It's just great to get to know them as the great people that they are, because like that's what we got. You know what I'm saying? All right. So why, you ask? Yeah. This is all of this is that you can provide more opportunities for to serve them, more opportunities to offer them things that will help them expand their lives and their greater impact in the world. What? I know, did I not just say that already? But warning, there is a warning. I should have put that up as a thing, right? I should have put up warning. I don't know if I want to tell you the warning yet, but are you ready? Warning, 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 warning. If you flinched during any of the 5 that I just said, I'm just going to give you a little hint. You may need to do some work on yourself. Or hire, align, get creative on how you're going to do it to deliver this. Because it's not for the faint of heart. All those 5 things that I said, it might be a total shift for you. I said shift. There was an F in there. And if you flinched at any of that stuff, if you thought to yourself, "Oh my gosh, if I allow other people to network in there and they spend their money elsewhere, or they spend their energy elsewhere, or they connect with the team that," I mean, I'm thinking even in like a network marketing team, and you don't want to have somebody in there from, I don't know, I have to pick something, like DoTerra oils are in there, and you are with Unique, and you don't want them stealing your people, but like, look at. We have to know that what's going on is when we allow people to connect and really relate on a real solid level, and you make the rules clear that we just don't do that. When you can build something, when you have communities full of that kind of we're here for the information, we're here for the growth, we're here for whatever that is. When you can be open to that, it's rich. It's rich. But I'm going to warn you that it's not easy to do if you haven't done the work on yourself. And if you are afraid of that, you don't want to do that kind of work because that isn't where your energy needs to be spent. I get that too. So you're going to need to either consider hiring somebody to work with you, to strategize it, to maybe work in the community itself. That's what I do. I also help people to understand how to groom that within a community. There's so many options. That's the aligning part. You can align with somebody that can help you out with that. Or you get really creative on how you're going to do it. But trust me, you are going to have to make some kind of a shift. So, but you're wise. And you're wise. I know you're wise. And so you know it takes growing to do anything new, anything bigger. You know, I know this is, I'm not talking to people who don't get that. But I had just to offer up the caution anyway. So that's how that works. Yeah, shift. There was an F in there. Yes, and it's getting to know you're not alone. Oh my gosh, that's so true. That's so true, Melissa, right there. Yes, a Nancy tip, human beingness. You like that one, right? I know. We want everyone to feel connected and heard. I love it. Look at that. Heck yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know, Tim, I know you're saying that like a good neighbor. Nancy is there. So yeah. Buenos nachos. I love it. I'm a dang good whisperer. I'm just saying. Whistler. Help. Another. I won't digress, but I have to breathe in to whistle. I'm just saying. That's just one of my things. So, all right. Last but not least, I need to just wrap this thing up. So I'm going to ask you the question that Jerry Ann asked me. What's the reason that you're building a community? No salesy weirdos, human beingness, connected and heard. Yeah. So what's the reason you're building your community? What's the goal? What is your end goal for having that community there? And is it coming from the place that really means that I care about you and that I want you to grow and I want you to make a bigger impact in the world? And I would love to know that I was a part of it. Does it? What is your goal? And if that's not your goal, that's all right. But that was so important. When Jerry Ann brought that to me, I thought, I don't know. I didn't realize I had to have a reason for having the community. I was told to do it, so I'm doing it. Do as you're told. So, all right. I'm going to do, you ready for a speedy recap? Because I am going to do this. Ready? You guys, are you ready? If you want the speedy recap, give me a hashtag recap. Hashtag recap, because we're going to jump into the recap right here, right the heck now. You ready? All right. Oh my goodness. So 5 reasons having a Facebook community is so worth it. Right now. 5 reasons a Facebook community is worth every bit of the effort. 1, they're all on the same journey of some sort, and they're connected to like-minded people, so they stay connected. 2, they network with each other. Creating a bigger world impact on the minds that get together and what they build together. 3, they have discussions, which means neighbors helping neighbors. What a great thing. They stay connected. You have access to your greatest feedbackers. And that keeps you connected. 5, getting to know you because it's good human beingness. Getting to know who you're with is a wonderful thing. So if you are watching this and you're getting this and you're building a community and you're saying to yourself, how on earth am I supposed to do this? Maybe we need to have a conversation. Doesn't mean we have to be aligned. Doesn't mean that you have to hire my services for that. What it means is we could have a consult. We can talk. We can discuss. And I've got complimentary 15-minute consults to see if we're even a good fit, or see if I can even spark you with some ideas so that you can go off and connect to the right people that you need to be connected to. So how was that for a summary, my friends? Keep this in mind. You are told that having a Facebook community is important because it keeps people connected. It has people a place to belong, a place to be a part of something bigger. That's awesome. So as for now, I'm done. That's it. Over and out. And I hope that you come back and see us. I don't know. When are we coming back again? That guy in the window says next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be right here. See you then. Bye-bye.